Hi, it's that Roman numeral guy you found on YouTube one day. It's been a while since I did anything proper on this channel, hasn't it? You know, I've been thinking about this here account quite a bit lately. Despite being quite active on the internet, I don't often get the motivation to make stuff here. It was a bit to figure out why this was the case, but at this point, I think I got it. I find it pretty hard to be interested in what I have been doing on this channel. Yeah, this is the sort of thing that kills channels from what I have seen. The complete loss of drive. One of the big things that I've grown to realize about my old stuff is that I present a different image than I'd like. Let me explain. If it were high school me, yeah, it would have been a bit more accurate. I was pretty exploratory with interest, and I was actually quite studious and wanted to know a whole bunch of stuff regarding technology. I liked telling people about the stuff I knew or found about stuff. But that stuff came to a stop once thousands of eyes were on me. Note that this is not any of your faults, but I got scared of being wrong. I was so afraid to accidentally spread misinformation. Well, I don't know if I ever actually did without knowing, and I'm too much of a wuss to check. It contributed pretty heavily to me not making anything here. It often kind of frustrated me because, like, my teenage self had this pipe dream of being able to successfully game the algorithm. But as an adult, I find that the YouTube landscape kinda sucks. I actually have it blocked on my web browser apart from YouTube Studio, as a matter of fact. Even though I'm not quite as exploratory as I was a few years ago, that is not to say that my drive to learn stuff has died. For example, I have been trying persistently to be at least bilingual. Estoy aprendiendo español ahora mismo, demo, hyonen, nihongo mo mata benkyou shiteita. But I'm not even close to fluent in either. Some of you could probably tell by my expensive healthcare freedom-laced accent. And a minor thing to note, you see this guy here? Yeah, right, the Glaceon. This may come as a shock, but I've actually not been interested in Pokemon in like 5 years. And yet it remains as a remnant from when I was a young teenager. How resilient. So what should I do with this character now that I've grown, I guess? Truth is, I don't know yet. However, there is this one video that does feature the Glaceon that I have yet to finish, and is still in that old style you're already familiar with. I hope it gets finished eventually. And also, do I have a new character that I'm willing to use? Yeah, and it's a pony. So where does that leave the Sis128 channel? I figured that me being a typical YouTuber or content creator is not the best fit for me. However, this does not mean I do not want to make any videos here for the rest of my life. No, it's actually quite the opposite. I take great enjoyment out of doing video projects, learning new things about the editing process and the satisfaction brought forth by completing them. Just see what I do over on my other channel, where I do video tennis / YTP stuff. It's not just that it's a big hobby of mine, it's kind of my thing. But at the same time, I want to enjoy video production in a way that doesn't suck the soul out of me, either by trying to game the algorithm or put me in a vicious cycle that demands something now, like the red rectangle ones. So you know what? I'm just gonna be me. What kinds of videos should you expect from this channel in the future? The only real change in subject matter is that I'm not gonna be talking about game mechanics quite as much. But I've been no stranger to talking about other things, so think of it like that with a different presentation style. Well, now that I mention it, there we go. I might make something about a video game I came to enjoy, show off projects, do something non-dangerously stupid, kind of whatever really. Screw it, I couldn't even document an experience I had in the real world. Does that count as vlogging? Another thing I do want to try to hone in on is not making stuff too long. I would like individual videos to hover around 10 to 20 minutes. However, knowing me, I'm probably going to be going over that range often anyway. We'll see. And since I'm not actively pursuing the true YouTuber grind set, are there ways you can still support me? Well, yeah, of course, you're already technically doing it. You didn't click off yet. But if you're more serious about it, at this time I don't have any sort of Patreon or anything, unless you go monthly on Ko-fi. Which, by the way, I do have art comms open. I've been drawing. One last thing. Happy birthday! Because an actually properly finished video is coming within the next few days. It's already been done for a while, but I wanted to make this first as a bit of context as to why this is so stylistically different to my previous works. And that's really all there is to say.